subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us. Inshallah, we will try our best to translate and just to summarize what our Sheikh has said in here and back home. As in opening our Sheikh, he told us that he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, let's remind one another, because reminding one another, it will help the believer to maintain their faith. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the only believers are those, when Allah's name is mentioned, they get scared and their heart is shaking. And to their Lord, they are, only to their Lord they depend on. And when that happens, it increases them their faith. So now, our Sheikh, he said, perhaps, by the time we're done with this, maybe we will have something that we'll take with us to our homes. And we hope, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us that. Our Sheikh, Ustaz Imam Baragi, he gives us a lecture. This lecture today is to enjoy the family ties, the womb relation, the blood relation. Because without the blood relation, then we will not be seeing each other, we won't understand and know one another. So he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he got an ayah, then Allah said, those who enjoy the family ties, they enjoy it. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encouraged them to enjoy the family ties, and they're afraid and scared of the day of judgment for the reckoning. And then the Sheikh, he said, enjoying the family, it relies on both sides, the father's side and the mother's side. Make sure any family that is from your father's side all the way up and to your mother's side all the way, make sure you enjoy both sides, not only one side. And then also, he said, what will help you maintain this is that make sure whatever you are doing, that you enjoy the family ties, make sure you do it for the sake of Allah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has said that if you enjoy the family ties, you enjoy Him. And if you cut it off, Allah is going to cut you. So you make sure you do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is very upset with someone who cuts these family ties. And He is very happy for those who enjoy these family ties. Very, very important. And this is what we are taking for granted today. We mix up our family, we cut it off. And He said, most of this is happening because of women. Most of these families that are going apart is because of women. Because a lot of times, when you see brothers are showing their back, they're not facing each other, majority of the time is because of women. It can come from our wives and even from our mothers. Because He said, one of the reasons also is we that are in the diaspora, we travel, we out here. And the main thing is this wealth. When we start making money, we start having money, we start doing things that others are not able to do that are back home, these become the reason to show our backs instead of facing each other. Because what happened is that when you are here, things that had happened between your mother and her mate, perhaps our fathers, they have 2, 3 wives. During that period, some of them, they will have issues. And now their issues, they are taking that issues to the children. Now, when you travel, maybe one of the wife's kids travel, they make enough money, they are wealthy now, they have money. Some of our parents, what they will do, the mother side, they will say, I don't want you to help your half-brothers. Why? Because they start remembering and thinking what had happened between them and the other wives of the father. And then they will say, if you help your other brothers, my blessing is not with you. I will curse you. The Sheikh said, do not listen to that. Because there is no way to obey a creature over the creation. the creator. Allah is the creator. We do not obey the creatures. Your mother is part of the creatures. Allah created her. And if she is allowing you to do something that is going to cut the family, he said, do not obey her. Because Allah's right is more over of your mother. Even though your mother has more right, but when it comes to Allah, Allah has more right over your mother. So do not obey her. And even if she curses you, it's not going even from here to here. It won't do anything. Just continue doing what Allah asks you to do to enjoy the family. And he said, most of the time, some of us will face some difficulties in our lives. And he said, the moment you start facing this kind of difficulties, look back and think properly, because it might be you are doing something that is not right. And especially cutting this relationship with your family, with your womb, the womb family. By doing that, turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and start enjoying and doing good things. And the Sheikh continued, he said, remember of Allah all the time, that whenever you're doing this, make sure you're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said, the blessing that involves joining these families together, if we know it, wallahi, we will do everything to do it. And if we know the danger that involves cutting off these family ties, we will stay away from it. But once we start having this notion that we are wealthy, we think we better. Because he said, when we see someone, he's wealthy, he's making money, he's building mansions, we don't care about their religion anymore. And wallahi, this is true. We think someone who is more wealthy is more blessed, but that is not the case. Wealth and blessed are two separate things. He gave the example. Look at the West. They are more richer than us, right? The West, US, Europe, they're more wealthier than us. But with our less wealth, well, we thank Allah, because we have the deen, we have the religion. So now what is going to make the best way for us to grant Allah to grant us Jannah? One of them is to enjoy the family. Make sure we connect this relationship. Not only that you gathered all this money and then we're not even checking if you're praying, if you gave in zakah, if you are good to your families, we don't care about that. What we care about, we're seeing you that you have enough money. And this is not the right way. And he said, our mother Aisha, the hadith that she quoted, may Allah be pleased with her, he said, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, the relationship, this warm family is hangs on the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is hang on the throne of Allah. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in another hadith, he said, his name is Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. And he said, he called his name and joined it to the warm relation. So whoever cuts it, Allah said, I will cut you. And if you join it, I will join you. And he said, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created, and then the warm relation, asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, can I get a collateral? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the collateral that I'm going to give you, the guarantee that I'm going to give you as a warm relation is that whoever join you, I will join the person. But if they cut you off, I will cut them off. So if you are someone who is doing this to cut the relations, the warm relation, must know that Allah is not going to wait for you for your punishment for the day of judgment. He will start it from this life. You will see, you will face the punishment and whatever that is going to destroy you from this life and the hereafter. And when you die, that's when you're really going to face the real torment. May Allah save and protect us from that. And then another hadith, he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, no one will enter Jannah, those who cut the warm relation. You will never enter Jannah. So this is very serious. You will never enter Jannah if you cut relation, warm relation. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he revealed this surah to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya ayyuhal muzammil, the Sheikh said that when the Prophet came sallallahu alaihi wasallam to his home, our mother Khadija, the first thing that she said is that, he said, Wallahi, Allah will never disgrace you. Allah will never disappoint you. Why? The first thing he said, because you enjoy the families together. And Rasulullah, he was doing this even before he became the Prophet. This was his attitude. This was his manners. One of them is to enjoy the family ties. So the Sheikh, he said, anyone who is enjoying the family ties, Allah will never disappoint you and Allah will never disgrace you. And he said, if you want to be shine all the time, make sure you always enjoy the family. You will be like the sun shining. If the sun is shining, can you even look at the sun? You will not be able to look at the sun. Why? Because it's too bright. So if you are in that position to always make sure you tie the family together, you will be like the sun. Nothing will harm you. Even if anybody make evil plot against you, they will not be able to do it, because Allah is going to protect you. And okay, then inshallah, time is up. We will stop here because of the time. But the main message is that let's try our best. Let's try our best to enjoy this family ties together. Very important. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those people who will enjoy the family ties, and not to make us among the people who will cut it off. May Allah grant us that and grant us Jannah. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
MSG TV